The MV Rhosus set sail in September 2013. It was a day like any other, with the ship's crew unaware of the ominous journey that lay ahead. This unassuming cargo ship, sailing under a Moldovan flag, began its journey in Batumi, Georgia. Its destination, Beirut, Mozambique. The crew, seasoned sailors, had no inkling of the challenges they would soon face. The ship carried a seemingly mundane cargo, 2,750 tons, of ammonium nitrate. This cargo, though common, was far from ordinary. Ammonium nitrate is a chemical compound with various uses, primarily as a fertilizer. Farmers around the world rely on it to nourish their crops and ensure bountiful harvests. However, this seemingly innocuous cargo held the potential for disaster. When mishandled or stored improperly, ammonium nitrate can become highly explosive. The MV Rhosus, unknowingly, was carrying the makings of a tragedy. The crew, focused on their routine tasks, were oblivious to the ticking time bomb in their cargo hold. The journey was not smooth sailing. The ship encountered rough seas and turbulent weather, testing the mettle of the crew and the integrity of the vessel. Mechanical issues plagued the Rhosus, forcing it to make an unscheduled stop. The crew worked tirelessly to address the problems, but the ship's condition continued to deteriorate. This stop in November 2013 would prove to be fateful. The Rhosus docked in Beirut, Lebanon, a city with a rich history and a bustling port. The Rhosus docked in Beirut, Lebanon, its journey to Mozambique indefinitely postponed. The crew, now stranded, faced an uncertain future as they awaited further instructions. Little did anyone know that this temporary halt would have catastrophic and far-reaching consequences. The ammonium nitrate, left unattended in the port, would become a ticking time bomb waiting to unleash its destructive power. Beirut's port, a hub of activity, was unprepared for the danger lurking within its confines. The city's residents went about their daily lives unaware of the impending disaster. The ammonium nitrate stored in a warehouse began to degrade over time. The conditions were far from ideal, and the risk of an explosion grew with each passing day. Port workers, oblivious to the danger, continued their routine tasks. The bustling port showed no signs of the catastrophe that was about to unfold. The people of Beirut, living their everyday lives, were blissfully unaware of the ticking time bomb in their midst. The city, vibrant and full of life, was on the brink of an unimaginable tragedy. As the sun set over Beirut, the calm before the storm, the stage was set for a disaster that would leave an indelible mark on the city's history. The MV Rhosus was stranded in Beirut, its journey halted by more than just mechanical issues. Financial troubles plagued the ship's owner, further complicating the situation. The Rhosus, deemed unseaworthy, was detained by Lebanese authorities. The ship and its cargo were stuck in limbo, their fate uncertain. As the Rhosus languished in the port, its cargo became a pressing issue. The 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate, initially destined for Mozambique, posed a significant risk. Ammonium nitrate, while primarily used as a fertilizer, is also a highly explosive material. Storing such a large quantity in the port, even temporarily, raised serious safety concerns. The Lebanese authorities faced a dilemma: how to deal with this unexpected and hazardous cargo. Ammonium nitrate is a chemical compound with a dual nature. On one hand, it is a vital component in agriculture, providing essential nutrients that help plants grow and thrive. On the other hand, it possesses properties that can make it extremely dangerous if not handled correctly. Widely used as a fertilizer, ammonium nitrate is prized for its ability to deliver nitrogen to plants, which is crucial for their development. Farmers around the world rely on it to ensure their crops are healthy and productive, leading to bountiful harvests that feed millions. However, this seemingly innocuous compound has a dangerous side. When stored improperly or exposed to certain conditions, ammonium nitrate can become highly unstable. The same properties that make it an effective fertilizer also contribute to its potential for destruction. Ammonium nitrate is also a powerful oxidizing agent. This means it can accelerate the combustion of other materials, making it a key ingredient in explosives. In controlled environments, this property is harnessed for beneficial purposes, such as in mining and construction. However, in uncontrolled environments, the same property makes it highly explosive, particularly in large quantities and under specific conditions. The potential for disaster increases exponentially with the amount of ammonium nitrate present. The risks associated with ammonium nitrate are well documented. Over the years, numerous accidents have highlighted the need for stringent safety measures when handling and storing this compound. Regulations and guidelines have been established to mitigate these risks, but adherence to them is crucial. Improper storage, exposure to heat or contamination can trigger a violent explosion. Even a small spark or a rise in temperature can set off a chain reaction, leading to catastrophic consequences. This is why it is essential to store ammonium nitrate in a cool, dry place, away from any potential sources of ignition. History has witnessed the devastating consequences of ammonium nitrate explosions. These incidents serve as grim reminders of the importance of proper handling and storage. The loss of life and property in such events is often staggering, leaving communities to rebuild in the aftermath. From the 1921 Oppau explosion in Germany, which resulted in the deaths of over 500 people and the destruction of the surrounding area, to the 2015 Tianjin explosion in China, where a massive blast caused by improperly stored ammonium nitrate killed over 170 people and caused extensive damage to the port and nearby buildings. The consequences of mishandling ammonium nitrate are tragically clear. Each incident underscores the need for vigilance and strict adherence to safety protocols to prevent such disasters from occurring in the future. The presence of such a large quantity of this volatile substance in the port of Beirut should have been treated with the utmost caution. The devastating explosion in 2020, which resulted in over 200 deaths and widespread destruction, was a stark reminder of the dangers posed by ammonium nitrate. It is imperative that lessons are learned from these tragedies to ensure that such incidents do not happen again. Section 4. Warehousing danger. The ammonium nitrate finds a temporary home. Facing a dilemma with the stranded Rhosus and its hazardous cargo, Lebanese authorities made a fateful decision. The ship, which had been abandoned by its owners, was left with a massive amount of ammonium nitrate on board. This posed a significant risk not only to the port, but also to the surrounding areas. The authorities had to act quickly to mitigate the potential danger. The ammonium nitrate, deemed too risky to remain on the ship, was offloaded. This process was not simple and required careful handling to ensure that no accidents occurred during the transfer. Workers, aware of the hazardous nature of the cargo, took extra precautions to avoid any mishaps. In 2014, the 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate were moved to Hangar 12 at the port of Beirut. This decision was made with the intention of finding a temporary solution until a more permanent and safer storage option could be arranged. However, this temporary solution would soon prove to be problematic. This warehouse, while intended for storage, was not equipped to handle such a dangerous substance. The infrastructure was old and not designed to store materials that could potentially explode. The lack of proper ventilation and fire suppression systems added to the risk. The conditions in Hangar 12 were far from ideal for storing ammonium nitrate. The warehouse was poorly maintained with visible signs of wear and tear. Cracks in the walls and a leaking roof were just some of the issues that plagued the facility. These conditions only heightened the danger of storing such a volatile substance. The warehouse, located in a busy port area, was not designed to store such a large quantity of explosive material. The proximity to residential buildings and other commercial activities made the situation even more precarious. Any incident at the warehouse could have catastrophic consequences for the surrounding community. Safety regulations were lax, and the ammonium nitrate was stored alongside other flammable materials. This lack of adherence to safety protocols was a ticking time bomb. The combination of ammonium nitrate with other hazardous substances created a highly volatile environment. This combination created a perfect storm for disaster, turning the warehouse into a ticking time bomb. The lack of proper oversight and the failure to address the storage issues in a timely manner would eventually lead to one of the most devastating explosions in recent history. The decision to store the ammonium nitrate in Hangar 12 was a temporary fix that turned into a long-term catastrophe waiting to happen. Section 5. Overlooked warnings, the government's inaction. The presence of 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate in the port of Beirut did not go unnoticed. Over the years, numerous warnings were issued, Whistleblowers, concerned citizens, and even international organizations raised concerns about the safety hazards. Reports were filed, highlighting the inadequate storage conditions and the risks of a potential explosion. However, these warnings went unheeded. The Lebanese government's response to the warnings was inadequate at best. Despite the clear and present danger, no significant action was taken to address the situation. The ammonium nitrate remained in Hangar 12, its presence seemingly forgotten amidst political turmoil and bureaucratic inertia. This inaction, this failure to act on repeated warnings, would have tragic consequences. Section 6. A system rife with corruption, the root of negligence. The Lebanese government's inaction in the face of repeated warnings was a symptom of a deeper malaise. Corruption, deeply ingrained in the system, had eroded the government's ability to function effectively. The port of Beirut, like many other institutions, was plagued by mismanagement and a lack of accountability. The lack of transparency and accountability created an environment where negligence thrived. Decisions were made not on the basis of safety or public interest, but on personal gain and political expediency. The warnings about the ammonium nitrate lost in a web of corruption and incompetence were ignored. The system, rotten to its core, was ill-equipped to deal with a crisis of this magnitude. Section 7, August 4th, 2020, a day of devastation. August 4th, 2020 began like any other day in Beirut. Unbeknownst to the city's inhabitants, a tragedy of unprecedented proportions was about to unfold. At approximately 6:08 p.m. local time, a fire broke out in Hangar 12 at the port of Beirut. The fire, the exact cause of which is still under investigation, spread rapidly through the warehouse. The flames reached the ammonium nitrate, triggering a catastrophic explosion. The blast, one of the largest non-nuclear explosions in history, sent shockwaves across the city and beyond. Buildings crumbled, windows shattered, and a massive plume of smoke rose into the sky. Beirut, in an instant, was transformed into a scene of devastation.